approximately 50% of people will suffer from dizziness, vertigo, a kind of a loss of balance in their life. And quite often there's no medical reason why. There are a few reasons that they specifically know, but quite often the dizziness might come and go, and vertigo comes and goes. So this month in Chi Flow with Jo, I'm really going to be dealing and managing with brain health and body balance. As we age, it is more likely that you suffer from dizziness and vertigo, because most of the reason that we keep our balance is because we have little tiny fine hairs, silica hairs in the ear canal. And when they sense movement, they transform this mechanical signal into a chemical signal, and chemical signals are what fires the neurons in the brain. And that tells you when you are balanced and when you're flat. Now, in Chinese medicine, the ears are related to the kidneys. So making sure that your kidneys are good and strong is a good place to start with body balance. I know it seems weird, like your kidneys are way down here, but actually, if you think about it, even in Western medicine, your kidneys are responsible for your adrenals, for your nervous system. So by calming those, you're actually helping to slow the aging process. So eating plenty of blue-black foods really benefits the kidneys. So they would be seaweed, spirulina, chlorella, any of those kind of algae. They would also be blue beans, black beans, aduki beans, anything that's a deep, dark blue-black color, even kind of kale, that deep, rich green kale, because they contain minerals, and plenty of minerals feeds the bones, and it also feeds the fluids in the body. And it's the silica that's in the fluid that we need to keep healthy. So that's one tip I'm going to go through, as I do in Chi Flow with Jo. I go through foods, I go through acupressure points and Qigong exercises. So most of you may know me, I'm an acupressure worker. So I work with the acupressure points in the body, but without needles. So I use thumb pressure. So 50% of us can experience dizziness because of these silica in the ear become unbalanced. So I'm going to start off by showing you a really simple acupressure point to balance the body. Now, you might know this one. I'm not waving at you. I'm actually kind of beginning to show you a point. You might know this one because you can buy this. You can buy wristbands in the chemist that actually press on this point. So you find them, there's a wristband and they've usually got a little plastic knobbly bit, and they're for seasickness. So, or travel sickness. And this happens because the eyes and the brain are working differently. We're having signals being sent to the eyes that we're moving, but actually we are staying still. So the seasickness point, this is the sea, and it's called balance in an unsteady world. So how to find this? 3 fingers down from the wrist, you can press into this point. And people often ask me, how do you do shiatsu? How do you press into your acupressure points? Well, you remember that you're part of a whole system. You're not just a button that needs pressing. So for example, I'm pressing into this and I can feel that actually it's quite empty for me this morning, this point. And I'm actually not feeling the May West today. Not wholly well. I tell you why, a little secret. I shared a bottle of Prosecco with a friend last night, and I'm feeling a little bit woozy. So this is also a good point for nausea, for any kind of morning sickness and travel sickness. Balance in an unsteady world. So crease of the wrist, 3 fingers pressing into there. You've got 2 hands, so you can do both points. So crease of the wrist, 3 fingers, and press right in the midline. And just press until you can feel the energy come to meet that thumb. Breathe. Oh, it feels much better now. I can feel the energy coming to meet it. And don't forget, if you're live with me on Zoom, you can press any questions into the chat and I'll answer them at the end. So just pressing, finding this balance point, 3 fingers down and pressing into here. And already I can feel my brain starting to relax, my stomach feeling less queasy. And so there you go. There's one quick, simple point for balancing the brain, stopping vertigo, stopping dizziness. And then I'm going to show you your point on your other side. Now, this is triple heater. Triple heater is responsible for the fascia in the body, which is the gel-like substance that covers all your bones, all your muscles. And triple heater helps the flow around the fascia. And especially because the triple heater comes up the side of the neck to the base of the ear, around and to the corner of the eyes. I will get to the eyes in a minute. So what we're doing here is triple heater 5. So take 4 fingers this time from the other side of the wrist and press into the midline. You'll feel it because it's kind of like a groove. You can also take your fingers and measure it like that as well. So pressing into that. And what that does, that point there, that helps to clear out the whole channel all the way up to the ear and the eye. So also helps with migraines, as well as dizziness and vertigo, helps with headaches, especially brain fog. So in Chinese medicine, there's an idea that if you have too much of anything, if you have too much food, too much TV, too much social media, too much chocolate, you can get overwhelmed, and we get kind of like this brain fogginess. It's kind of like a muzzy. It's also called dampness in Chinese medicine. There's climates in the body, and this is dampness. So this point here helps to clear the dampness that can build up in the brain and the ear, stopping those silica moving properly. So pressing 4 fingers from the back of the hand on the midline, and I'm pressing into here. And again, I'm meeting the point. I'm pressing and I'm meeting, pressing, meeting the energy. And see if you can even feel it flowing from the 4th finger all the way up the channel, all the way up through the neck, and around the ear, finishing at the eyebrow. So 4 fingers, triple heater 5. I would recommend, if you do suffer with vertigo and dizziness, I would recommend doing these 2 points for at least 30 seconds twice a day. So I can see one of the questions here. What do I mean by meeting? I'm meeting my energy. I'm not just pressing a point as if I'm pressing a doorbell. I'm remembering that my body is a circuitry of energy. So I'm feeling that. And how do I mean that? Well, sometimes when you feel your head, you can feel hot, or even sometimes kind of like a little bit fizzy, or it can feel very empty. So I'm kind of meeting it. I'm saying hello. I'm saying hello to the energy in the body. I'm feeling this one actually feels a little bit lumpy, like it's got like little peas in it or something. So I'm going to massage it and just move it out. Okay. So these meridians are the rivers of energy in the body, and they flow to the lakes, which are the organs of the body. So the organs are where the energy is kind of gathered, as if there were lakes in the body, and these are the rivers that feed the lakes. So you can do that. Let's just flick that out. You can do that now at home. You've got the Heart Protector 6 and you've got the Triple Heater 5, and also the blue black food. So we're talking about body balance, brain balance. So the other reason that we suffer from dizziness and vertigo, one of them is the silica inside the ear canal, but the other one is also there are lots of joint and muscular receptors in the neck that actually understand where your head is. So there are lots of receptors that receive the information. The other place that receives information is the eyes, quite obviously. So if the eyes and the joints are not kind of matching, then you can feel nauseous, you can feel seasick, you don't really kind of understand what's happening. And the other one is actually the muscles in the jaw also have a lot of receptors that change the mechanical information into chemical information, which then tells the brain. This chemical information, if you like, is the currency of the brain. It's how the brain works. The brain doesn't work on movement. The brain works through chemicals and neurons. And then that tells the rest of the body what to do. So these muscles, receptors in the neck and the jaw and the eyes, change into chemical reactions in the brain. So I'm going to show you a really good Qigong move that we've been doing this month in Qi Flow with Joe. And just to let you know, if anybody's there who's not a member of Qi Flow with Joe, doors are only open for 1 week a month, and they opened this morning. So you can join and you can get the rest of August for free. And then we will begin with the brain and body balance in September. But you can join and still use some of these moves every morning at 8:30 we practice. So I'm going to show you a Qigong move, which is really to strengthen the eyes, open the jaw and the neck. Okay, are you ready? So you look to the side and you have your eyes almost kind of like tiger's eyes. So you've got kind of like loosely held claws and you're looking at them, and now push away with your hands and turn to the other side. And look at your fingers coming towards you. And now look away. It's a very simple exercise, but believe me, if you suffer with dizziness, vertigo, or you'd like to improve your balance and open up the channels in your neck so you don't suffer from headaches and migraines, this is really good because you're strengthening and moving your eyes and you're opening your neck. Now change to the other side, forwards and away. Looking at the fingers coming towards you and looking away, being aware of your body. Maybe type in the chat, how does this feel? Does it feel good? Does it feel like you're balanced when you're opening your neck and allowing the energy, the qi, to flow through the neck, and also allowing the nerve impulses made by the brain to go down the sides of the neck. Remember, the vagus nerve travels through the neck, around the heart, and to the gut, joining the 3 energy centers: brain, heart, and gut. So see if you can feel more flow between these 3 centers as you do this exercise. And to the center and down. So do type, if you're live with me on Zoom, do type into the chat how that made you feel. So we are, as I said, in Qi Flow with Joe, we're going to be using points all this month, and we're going to use more exercises. We're going to go through a thing called Heavenly Pillar. And the Heavenly Pillar, as you can imagine, if the body is one pillar, you can move your head, and this is your Heavenly Pillar. And we're going to be there's 5 movements to the Heavenly Pillar, and they focus on opening the neck in different ways and getting the energy to flow nicely up the spine, up and down the spine, really helping the whole central nervous system. Because that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. She says, just looking at her notes. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. We've talked about the physical way in which we manage body balance and brain balance, but also the emotional. And I don't mean kind of being over emotional. I just mean that the brain usually in a day-to-day way makes beta waves. So these neurons that I talked about, the chemicals in the brain that are firing all the time as you are responding and reacting to your life, these create wavelengths of thought, of chemical signals. And normally these are beta wavelengths. Our brain operates on beta. And that means we're responding, we're reacting, we're problem solving, we're deciding what to eat for dinner. Our brain is constantly firing. But if that's how you are all the time, the brain can be really overloaded, the central nervous system becomes overloaded, and we need to find ways in which to relax. And this relaxation means that we enter an alpha wave state. So all month in Chi Flow with Joe, and that's why it's called Chi Flow, because we're entering into the alpha wave. Okay, and this month we're going to be using one of the 5 animal frolics. Now, these 5 animal frolics were created 2300 BC, let me see, by Peng Zhu. Peng Zhu, excuse my Chinese translation probably, Peng Zhu was one of the original founders of Qigong animal movements, and they follow the animal movements to create healing for the body. Now, in 200 AD, Hua Tuo, who is really seen as one of the founders of modern day Qigong, even though that's 200 BC, he actually created the 5 animal frolics. And we're going to be using crane this month, the soaring crane. Now, crane works on the lungs and on the breath, and it's a really great way to enter these alpha waves where the body and the brain are relaxed, thoughts are easy, you're not responding and you're not reacting and you're not becoming overwhelmed. So we're going to be using the crane. Now, if you imagine the crane, it's got great big long legs. So a lot of next month, we're going to be doing balancing on one leg and crane walking. So using our legs, one step, one step, one step, really easy. And the crane, I'm going to show you some of the crane movements that I can do sitting down. The crane opens the lungs, and the lungs manage grief. They manage sadness. If you think, if you're breathing here, you're breathing very shallowly, and the nervous system really starts to react. So what we want to do is breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, as if you're smelling a rose. I only have my sunglasses. Our mid-monthly health talk from Jenny Cruz this month gave us this tip. Breathe as if you're smelling a rose. Breathe out as if you're blowing through a straw. I can see someone in TikTok asking a question about the live classes. The live classes in Chi Flow with Joe are every morning at Greenwich Mean Time, 8:30. But I send out the recordings every single day. So go and have a look at the link in the bio and you can sign up there. So I want to show you soaring crane, and we can do this really easily. It opens up the lung channels and we breathe in through the nose. Because another thing about breathing in through the nose is breath is not just oxygen. It contains an electrical charge in the air. There's lots of electrical charges in the air, especially around water. So you'll find at the beach, the air becomes really charged with negative ions. And these negative ions are absorbed by your nasal passages, all the cavities here, and they're taken straight to the brain. So really enhancing the electrical energy in the body. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, enhances the electrical energy in your body. But I digress. Let us move on to the crane exercise. So what I want you to do is have your hands like this, because the lung channel starts here, lung 1 and lung 2, and it comes down the inside of the arm, goes to the end of the thumb, and is picked up by the large intestine, which is its partner meridian, and comes back up, and then the large intestine does this and wiggles and ends up at the end of the nose. So large intestine and lung are linked, because if you're breathing properly, the diaphragm is pushing down and it's massaging your internal organs. So when you breathe in, smelling that rose takes the air really deep down to the belly and massages your organs. So you often find if you suffer from IBS or irritable bowel, I mean, it's the same thing, but you can find, but improving your breathing will actually improve your digestion. So here we go. And this is the last Qigong exercise I'm going to show you. So you start with your arms. Let me, hopefully you can see, breathing in. Oh, you're not going to be able to see me on TikTok. And then as we breathe out, we turn the palm upside down, thumb and finger come together, and breathe out. Breathing in. Turn the palm so the thumb and the finger touch. Breathe out. Dropping the shoulders from the ears. Breathing in. Turn the palms of the hands, point up, join the thumb, index finger, breathe out. Breathing in. Opening up. Turn up the palms, breathe out. Making sure your thumb and index finger are joined. Breathing in. Send the energy right down to the thumbs. Turn the palms. Index finger. So this is part of soaring crane, helping with breath, deep breath work. Also helping manage any feelings of overwhelm. And you find when you've done this for 5 minutes, you'll find that the brain has naturally changed from beta waves to alpha. And the alpha is where we're in a meditation state. And so this is a really, if you find meditation difficult, this is perfect. Qigong is perfect for you. It allows your brain to relax. It allows the heart to relax. And it improves your digestion by allowing the gut to relax. Breathing in. If this becomes difficult, you can actually bring your arms lower down. Breathing in. And turning the palms up. Breathing in. And turning the palms up, joining the index finger and the forefinger, and relax. Just letting that drop. And then always in Qigong, we scoop the energy up overhead. Now bring it in through the top of the head, through the middle dantian. Dantian is kind of an energy center, to the lower dantian. And this also, if you find it difficult to move the energy through the different parts of your body, you can actually use your hands and imagine that the energy is coming down, 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 down. You feel it going down to your belly. Okay, so we've had some foods, we've had some acupressure, and we've had some Qigong movements. I'm going to switch now to opening the chat up so you can ask me any questions, and this usually is the juicy part. Unfortunately, TikTok, I can't answer your questions at the same time, but do make sure you go on my mailing list and you will always receive then the Zoom links, and then you can ask me questions. So we're going to go over live. So hopefully that gave you some idea of how to balance the brain. So we're talking the silica, we're talking the jaw, neck, eyes, and then actually the alpha and the beta waves as well. So we cover that with diet, acupressure, and Qigong. Okay, let us go now to the gallery view so I can have a look at everybody. And I've now set it to unmute. So if you have a question, unmute yourself and ask away. And I can see there that there's also some questions in the chat. Oh, Anne, yeah, you like the talk on the brain training. So as part of Chi Flow with Joe, in the middle of the month, we always have a monthly health talk. The next monthly health talk in the middle of September will be on mantra, and we'll be doing some mantras together, because what they do is obviously they change the wavelengths in the brain. So you go from beta to alpha, but also they vibrate the center of the brain and they vibrate the cavities. So you can actually absorb more electrical energy. Kira, I'm having disturbed sleep and vivid dreams. Any advice? Yes, you actually could tap on your middle dantian, tapping into here. Already you can feel the thymus perhaps begin to relax. And tapping on the top of the head. So what we're doing is really stimulating the 3 energy centers and balancing them. So top of the head, middle, and lower dantian. So you can't see, but I'm just tapping below my belly button. Tapping the kidneys, and then rub the kidneys, sweep them over your waist down to the lower dantian. Rub your kidneys. Sweep over your waist to your lower dantian. And in this way, you're balancing the 3 centers And then you're helping it all remain in your lower dantian. All the energy remains here so that it's not in your head. I mean, I could go into great detail why the dreams. You need to house your heart. In Chinese medicine, there's a belief that your heart is your consciousness, it's your spirit. And if your heart or your blood are not healthy, then there is not a house for your spirit to dwell in, and that can disturb your dreams. So obviously, you can also have a look on my YouTube channel, and there is a point there for sleep, Heart 7. So have a look on the YouTube channel, go there, and there's a point for sleep, specifically Heart 7. Okay. What did I mean by meeting? I think I explained that during it. And you feel eased out, and that's brilliant. Great. You've eased things out. Now, did anybody got any live questions they'd like to ask me about anything? Hey, Anne.
Would that when you just last did do for panic attacks? Sorry, I can't get my video up. I'm going spare trying to find where it is in the controls.
A good one for panic attacks. I'll show you a good one for panic attacks. I'll show you two for panic attacks. So put your thumbs underneath your armpits, and where your middle finger falls, it's just the same kind of thing. You know, we were tapping here.
Yeah.
So this one, you'll feel on the sternum, you'll feel a kind of a divot, kind of like a hole, a space for your finger. So
yeah.
Press and hold, press and hold, press and hold. Because I'm sure that I shared as well, when I was doing the menopause Frazzle to Fabulous online course, I shared my menopause journey. And when I turned 40, I started having a lot of panic attacks. You know, it was really due to the change in hormone levels. And so I had to really find the tools that work. So this one, let me tell you, really works. I would often get panic attacks driving. So I would really, this one was quite a good one to do. And actually they say as well, you know, if you have the palpitations, giving a thymus thump and a cough helps with any palpitations and panic attacks. Put your thumb underneath your armpit and come over like that. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. And at the same time, take the energy down to the lower dantian. And I would really recommend rubbing the kidneys and sweeping around like twice a day, if not more. It just really soothes the body, really soothes the body.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Anne. You're welcome.
Anyone know how to get the video up?
On the bottom of the screen, there should be a...
I've gone through them. I can't find it. One of these days I'll remember how to do it.
You just hover over the bottom of the screen. It says show. It says video.
Joanne?
Hello, Geraldine.
Hi. Could I just ask you to repeat that palpitations one, please?
Yeah, so give a thymus thump. So you're thumping and a cough.
Thank you.
And it helps that whole area. But again, do the point as well. Thumbs under the armpits, fingers over to the middle.
Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Anne, you found
I did.
Yay, you found it. Good to see you, Anne. And Jack, I haven't seen you before. Hello. Lots of you I know are already in the Chi Flow Club. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the theory behind what we're going to do next month. And we're going to do more of the crane. And there's one we're doing, which is stepping like a crane. So we're actually going to be doing a walking movement. So you're going to become cranes, 8:30 every morning. Okay, a few more questions. Someone in TikTok is asking me to stand on my head. I don't think I will. So if anybody got any more questions, I'm all yours. Grand. All right then.
Quickie, Joanne.
You are very, very welcome. You're very welcome. And I'll see you tomorrow for some more centering and grounding Qigong practice. I've forgotten the name of this one again. Does anybody remember? What was it? It was Power of the Immeasurable Gods. So let's finish with Power of the Immeasurable Gods. You draw it down the center line, bringing it down to hold it in a chalice at your lower dantian. Bring it down the center line, holding it down. Power of the Immeasurable Gods, drawing the chi from the universe down the midline, gathering it, gathering it, gathering it. May you be happy, may you be well, may I be happy, may I be well, may all beings everywhere be happy, safe and well. Have a wonderful chi-filled day, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you're the chi flow, take it easy.
Thank you very much. Bye.